The machines went silent for just 1 second, and in that terrifying pause, the entire room felt like it had already lost her. 22 of the most brilliant doctors stood frozen, their faces pale, their confidence shattered. The four-star general, Armin Halevy, who had faced war without fear, now stood helpless as his only daughter lay motionless on the hospital bed, slipping away despite every effort made to save her. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and miracles that come from the most unexpected places, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories, because stories like this remind us what truly matters. The hospital room was filled with tension, the kind that presses against your chest and makes it hard to breathe. General Halevy had brought the best of the best, specialists flown in from across the world. They tried everything: advanced procedures, experimental treatments, cutting-edge technology, but nothing worked. His daughter, 12-year-old Saraya, had been fighting a rare condition that shut her body down slowly, like a light dimming in a long corridor. Every passing hour felt like a defeat. Doctors whispered in corners, avoiding the general's eyes. They had run out of answers. Outside the room, unnoticed by most, stood a man in a simple gray uniform. His name was Idris Cannon, a single father and hospital janitor. He had been quietly mopping the hallway for hours, watching the chaos unfold through half-open doors. His eyes weren't filled with curiosity, but with concern, deep, personal concern. Idris wasn't just a janitor. Years ago, in another country, before life had taken everything from him, he had studied medicine. He never finished. His wife had fallen ill, and the cost of saving her had taken everything they had. She didn't survive. Left alone with a newborn son, Idris had no choice but to abandon his dreams and take whatever work he could find. But knowledge doesn't disappear, it waits. As another doctor shook his head inside the room and quietly stepped back, Idris felt something stir inside him. He hesitated, gripping the mop tighter. Who was he to speak? 22 experts had failed. What could a janitor possibly add? But then he saw the general's face, cracked, broken, desperate. And something inside Idris refused to stay silent. He pushed the door open. "Stop!" The word wasn't loud, but it cut through the room like thunder. Every head turned. Security tensed. A janitor had just interrupted the most critical moment in the hospital. But Idris didn't flinch. He stepped forward slowly, his voice steady but urgent, explaining that the symptoms didn't match the diagnosis completely. He pointed out something small, something everyone else had overlooked. A rare reaction pattern he had once studied during his training years ago. He suggested a different approach, not advanced, not expensive, but precise. At first, no one moved. Some looked offended, others confused. But desperation has a way of opening doors that pride keeps shut. One doctor hesitated, then checked the chart again. Another ran a quick comparison. Within minutes, the room shifted. The possibility, however small, was real. They followed Idris's suggestion. Time slowed as they worked. The general stood frozen, unable to even hope anymore. And then the monitor changed. A steady rhythm returned. Color slowly crept back into Saraya's face, like dawn breaking after a long, endless night. No one spoke, no one breathed. She was coming back. Tears fell silently down General Halevy's face as he dropped to his knees beside the bed, holding his daughter's hand as if he would never let go again. Idris stepped back quietly, trying to disappear the same way he had come. But this time he couldn't. The general stood up and walked straight toward him, not as a commander, not as a man of power, but as a father whose world had just been saved. No words could capture what passed between them in that moment, only gratitude, only respect. And perhaps something deeper, the realization that greatness doesn't always wear a title. Sometimes it holds a mop. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like, comment, and share. It helps these stories reach more people who need them. Special request: Comment below with kindness still exists if you believe that even the smallest voice can change everything.